Hello， 大家好，依家大概係4點半左右，離日出時間仲有2個鐘左右。你可以見到，我哋過咗嚟睇星，鋪好晒嘢，整好晒嘢，但係呢，我係影唔到啲星。咩叫買多塊錢啊？帶唔帶到？即係點啊？即係塞埋入個篋度啊？點解嘅？
因為覺得好窄咯。
咁你都唔喐㗎啦，其實。
瞓覺咯，
係啊，唔喐㗎。你會喐嚟喐去㗎，你睡姿好差嘅。係咩？頭先你冇喐過，基本上。我冇喎，我唔覺得你喐。好鬼靚真。去緊 Sunrise Platform 嗰度係日出，你可以見到就係日出㗎啦。咁我哋而家去緊 Platform 嗰度。咁依家大概係差唔多6點幾啦，咁我帶大家睇一睇究竟呢度有幾多人。係啦，就係咁樣。今日咧，我哋就係會睇呢個嘅 sunrise。咁就先，我哋就睇咗星啦，然後我哋行咗過去呢個 platform 嗰度。咁其實個 sunrise 咧係喺嗰邊嘅，但係咧啲人全部都望住嗰度。咁究竟佢有啲咩睇咧？咁我哋一陣間就睇下。其實我都唔明有咩睇。其實冇乜特別，都係嗰隻色多少少陰影，所以呢個日出係唔建議嘅。
One star review。
One star review， 仲有好多烏蠅添。嚟到 Cultural Centre 嘅 Initi Cafe， 我哋俾佢哋嘅 breakfast 吸引咗，我哋決定偏離行程，食咗早餐先。
老人家就會喺呢一度教啲小朋友，咁樣咧就係教佢哋一啲，譬如話點樣喺呢個野外度生存嘅。咁咧，佢哋就會喺呢一度啲牆度咧畫好多畫。
from the cave itself. They believe that these are the men who died in the cave and are still there today.
It's good
Which,
for flies.
I can see it if you look.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
懷恨在心，就深混咗一個 evil 出嚟，就 destroy 咗佢哋 Mala 嗰個 family。
喺呢個山窿入面咧，呢度有一啲 painting 係 kangaroo 嘅腳印。Uluru Base Walk 呢條徑，呢一部分咧係叫做 Women's Walk。咁咧啲媽媽咧就係過嚟呢度生仔嘅，咁同埋教啲小朋友長大之後點樣生活。呢個山窿入面有啲 painting。呢度有個老人窿。俾老人住。OK。
呢度就係啲老人家平時打坐嘅地方啊。咁咧個天花板咧其實係黑晒嘅，因為佢哋成日喺度燒下火啊咁。咁樣咧，因為啲老人家就話佢哋太老，唔可以參加其他人去嗰啲 ceremony， 咁佢哋就要 make sure 咧佢哋喺度守住，等啲女人同埋小朋友唔會入到去。
有個叫 Kapi， 即係水，有潭水喺度。你可以見到我哋依家有我哋最新發明嘅樹人舞，一路揈咧就可以趕走晒啲烏蠅。咁我哋而家去到 Cultural Centre， 我哋就註冊翻一個商標。咁以後啲人全部用呢個咧，就要俾錢我哋。咁我哋就俾一個尤加利樹枝佢，同埋教佢跳呢隻舞，趕走晒啲烏蠅。
以後就成為我哋驅蚊 ceremony 嘅一個
驅烏蠅 ceremony。驅鷹 ceremony。咁我哋將會記錄入去呢個嘅本土嗰啲土著嘅史冊嗰度。咁咧，我哋嚟緊，喂，咁啊，發生咩事？我哋嚟緊咧都係會以呢個造型出 show 啊！我哋會行呢個，我哋啱啱行完呢個 Mala Walk。咁 Mala Walk 咧就係 Mala， 即係嗰啲袋鼠啊，好似兔仔咁嘅袋鼠，好細隻。咁我哋經過一個Kapa啦，即係嗰灘水嘅時候咧，就發現咗附近有啲尤加利葉。咁其中一個鬼婆咧就揸住呢個尤加利葉揈嚟揈去啦。咁我哋靈機一觸咧，就裝備咗尤加利葉背脊裝置同埋尤加利葉前置裝置。咁我哋成個 walk 咧都可以用呢個嚟驅趕烏蠅。咁驅趕烏蠅嘅成功率咧係達到99%嘅。依家我哋係一隻烏蠅都冇，再加埋啲風。咁然後加上咧，我哋仲有我哋嘅神奇嘅雨傘。呢個雨傘咧可以幫我哋遮陰嘅，咁我哋就可以防曬。咁呢個造型出 show 咧，我覺得係最成功嘅。一眨下眼，我哋就嚟到 Uluru 呢個石嘅中間後面個部分。你可以見到佢有好多窿喺嗰度，有啲窿咧就有啲草添嘅。咁你睇到陣先一個大啲嘅窿咧。嗰度其實就先係唔俾影相，佢就話係一個 sacred site， 一個神聖嘅聖地。咁就係話啲女人喺嗰度唔知做啲咩，咁有個 sculpture 喺嗰度咧，即係類似 sculpture 咁嘅物體，其實就係好神聖嘅。咁我哋而家遠處睇一睇呢個唔俾影相嘅地方。
我哋而家行到去一個叫 Kunia Piti， 即係呢個 Uluru 一個篤篤點嗰度，就行咗差唔多一半嘅路程啦 Base Walk。咁沿途咧都仲係好多嘅烏蠅。咁你見到我啲樹枝依家其實係得翻樹枝啦，真係冇樹葉嘅。而呢個地方咧係有水飲嘅，啲水有少少其他味啦，唔同味。咁但係我覺得唔錯嘅，有水飲，有得休息下，有個 shelter。咁休息一陣，我哋就可以行埋剩低嗰一半嘅路程。加油！自從上年10月之後咧，就係唔俾人爬嘅。咁但係咧，我而家冇爬到，我只不過企咗喺其中一嚿碎咗落嚟、跌咗落地下嘅石上面。咁當係滿足咗我踏足咗 Uluru 嘅心願。Uluru 喺後面。咁其實行下行下應該就可以行到翻去啦，大概15至20分鐘左右啦，都仲有好多烏蠅。加油啊！加油！
加油啊！
好啦，我哋終於都見到我哋架車啦。咁我哋就完成咗呢個 Base Walk，Uluru 嘅 Base Walk。Uluru Base Walk 咧，我哋係9點鐘開始。依家大概差唔多1點，我哋用咗4個鐘頭時間。中途我哋有喺幾個唔同嘅站嗰度停，因為其實真係越行越熱啦，仲有好多烏蠅啦。然後咧，你會越行越慢啦。咁但係其實最終咧，我哋都勉強行完咗。依家係非常之唔舒服，咁好想快啲翻屋企。同埋咧，依家係成面都係烏蠅嬲住啦，成手都係烏蠅嬲住啦。咁唔講咁多住先啦，好感動啊！好感動啊！我哋終於都見到我哋架車啦。係啊，快啲翻去啦！好多烏蠅啊，救命啊！你見到我依家成身都濕晒，件衫濕晒啦，我睇到隻手濕晒啦，黑晒啦，紅晒啦。雖然我哋擔住把遮，有個烏蠅網。但係咧，一路咁行咧，其實係好熱好熱，而且啲烏蠅不停咁嬲住你，好煩。咁依家行完啦，就翻去 campsite。咁希望沖個涼啊，整啲嘢真係個腦都唔係好 function。太好啦！我哋可以提早 check in， 所以本身係3點鐘 check in， 我哋而家差唔多2點前就 check in 咗，而且我哋而家仲可以買咗支嘢嚟食，跟住就一陣間就可以去 shower， 咁啊可以沖涼，好正！我想俾你睇下呢度有幾熱。睇熱到地下啲瀝青，起晒波波，見唔見到？
The area, they've been using these two rock formations for a very long time. So you have Katajuta and Uluru. With Katajuta, the name of that one actually means heads many or many heads. So 36 domes out there, they all represent the elder men's heads. Now Uluru, the name of that rock formation is actually after the traditional owners of the area. So if you're up the top there, you might have noticed there was a book published on the local family, I Am Uluru. That was a biography of the family, yeah? So they've been out here for a very long time, using these two rock formations for ceremonial purposes. Now it's believed to be that they were out here for roughly about 22,000 years. But there was a discovery in 2016 in the Flinders Ranges. They found a cave down there with a few megafauna bones, used as spear tips, as well as a few cave paintings. That bumped the Central Desert, people being out in the Central Desert for over 30,000 years. So tectonic plates started to move, forcing mountains up. Uluru was originally on its laying down flat, and it was uplifted at roughly 90 degrees. So see those lines going straight down? Those are the individual layers that were deposited, forced up at 90 degrees. So when you're looking at that rock formation, you're only looking at a part of it. The rest of it, it extends underneath the ground. They say roughly another 3 to 5 kilometers under the ground.
我哋依家喺 Wincili Art and Museum， 咁就先啱啱咧，我哋就聽咗個 tour， 咁係我 highly recommend， 因為真係好精彩。咁我依家試常再 recap 翻一次，因為我好想記得所有佢頭先講過嘅嘢。咁我哋而家一齊睇。咁佢一開始就講咗呢個地方咧有兩個好出名嘅石啦，一個咧就係佢首先發現嘅，就係 Kata Tjuta， 然後第二個咧之後另外一個人咧就發現咗呢個嘅 Uluru。咁後尾佢就有講到呢個地方有起咗個酒店，同埋個機場咧其實係好近 Uluru 嘅。咁但係後尾咧就將個機場搬咗，因為覺得 tourist 咧會影響到呢個地方。咁跟住咧，佢就有講咧，呢一個 resort 咧就係由呢土著同埋咧政府一齊去合力管呢個地方嘅。咁點樣管理咧？咁其實包括咗嗰個地區嘅所有生態啦。咁其中一樣嘢就係點樣控制啲山火，即係控制啲火，咁就幾時燒啲地，咁嚟控制咧唔會繁殖得太多啲嗰度嘅生物。就講到呢兩嚿石啦嘅 formation， 就其實上面嗰嚿咧就係地殼移動，咁就將佢原本喺一個地下嗰度拱咗上嚟嘅。咁佢話以前咧澳洲嘅內陸咧係有個海嘅，咁後尾地殼移動就將呢嚿石拱咗上嚟。咁另外嗰個咧其實都係拱上嚟嘅，但係佢就拱咗好少嘅啫。咁但係佢因為佢嘅石嘅入面嘅含量咧係唔同嘅，所以佢出咗嚟之後咧，佢其實再喺個地面上面再有一啲變化而形成嘅。咁就後尾就形成咗好似有個叫做36個 dune 咁樣嘅。咁之後咧，佢就有講咗啲生物嘅嘢，咁我覺得非常之有趣，因為好多生物我都好似未見過，包括呢一條咧，就係其實係佢睇落好似蛇，但其實佢係一個冇腳嘅蜥蜴。咁之後佢又有講咗咧dingo 啦，咁大部分 inland 嗰啲 dingo 咧都係 dingo， 即係原始嘅 dingo 同埋狗混合咗嘅，咁所以係 hybrid 啦。咁之後佢就有講其他嘅生物。咁啊，包括呢一隻蜥蜴，呢一隻蜥蜴咧，佢就話咧係唔會對人有害嘅，同埋咧佢嘅神奇之處就係其實佢飲水嘅時候咧，就係用前面嗰隻手咧，就吸啲水上去個口嗰度飲嘅。咁而佢咧你見到佢好似好可怕咁啦，但係其實你可以揸上手，佢係冇害嘅完全。佢有講一講有關呢個雀仔啦。咁然後咧有講emu， 咁呢佢話 emu 咧就其實後腿啊嗰啲同所有識飛嗰啲咧就係唔同嘅。咁我見到其實就係佢呢啲 emu BB 好得意啊。因為佢有提過呢隻鷹啦，佢話呢隻鷹咧係澳洲最大嘅鷹。咁佢有講過呢個係一個地區性嘅鷹啦。如果你喺一個地區度發現咗佢嘅話，你只會喺呢個同一個地區度發現另外一隻，因為嗰隻咧就係會係佢嘅伴侶，而佢哋咧係終身伴侶嘅。佢話呢隻蜥蜴係全世界第4大，佢係非常非常之聰明嘅。佢食好多嘢，佢會食嗰啲細嘅袋鼠啦，佢會食啲嗰啲兔仔啊或者乜嘢嘅，即係佢攻擊能力好高。有講呢隻叫做 Uchina 嘅，咁佢同 Platypus 即係鴨嘴獸一樣咧，就係3類唔同嘅 mammal 哺乳類動物嘅其中一種，淨係得印度尼西亞同埋澳洲先有嘅啫。咁如果係講緊呢一種咧，就係多啲刺嘅。咁然後塔斯曼尼亞嗰種咧，就係多啲刺同多啲毛，佢會多啲毛。咁我覺得呢一個 museum 咧係有好多嘅資料，同埋佢嗰個 tour 咧，就先個 guide tour 咧係講得非常之好。咁我非常之建議咧，如果嚟到 Uluru 嘅人咧，一定要參觀呢個 museum， 一定要 join 佢哋嘅 guide tour， 因為真係好多資料，好多資訊。Uluru Wincili Art and Museum 呢個地方咧，雖然唔係好大，但係咧佢所有資料同埋個 guide tour 咧都非常之好。如果大家嚟 Uluru 嘅話咧，我會強烈推薦一定要嚟呢個 museum。 呢一個咧就係我哋今晚住嘅 campsite。咁應該大概4點半左右，我哋會揀一個咧比較多啲樹蔭嘅。咁我哋聽日嚟到咧，我哋可以拆咗個 camp， 然後咧到4點幾嘅時候，我哋再喺呢度再開翻個 camp。咁大概呢個樹蔭位啦。啊！點解我哋會咁㗎？好，大廚，今晚食咩餸？
一隻嘢喺度。
咩㗎？邊度？
食咯，後面咯。
邊度？哦，係喎，咁細隻嘅，我以為大隻添。嗯。
一支係600ml，我最多揀裝多啲。
唔係啊，可以放冰格㗎，如果裝唔晒。
我夠用㗎啦，我1列應該。
今晚嘅晚餐加生菜加火腿，
好
仲有好多生果，耶！
鍾意就記得 subscribe 啦，我哋下條片見。